Russia has criticized the head of UN Children's Agency, the UNICEF, for failing to provide a substantial reason for declining to brief the Security Council on the situation of children in Gaza. During a meeting called by Russia, UN Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia accused the United States of bearing partial responsibility for the death of children in Gaza, citing its use of veto power in the Security Council to protect Israel during the war. Nebenzia also claimed that the U.S. ignored Russia's earlier calls for a meeting on Gaza's children in December. The United Nations Relief and Work Agency, the UNRWA, has reported that 660,000 children in Gaza are out of school, with 88% of schools either damaged or destroyed. According to UNRWA, over 14,500 children have died during the ongoing Israeli war on Gaza. Juliet Tuma, UNRWA's Director of Communications, highlighted the agency's efforts to provide education, mental health support, and essential humanitarian aid despite significant challenges. This came as a new Israeli law poses a threat to UNRWA's operation in Palestinian territories. However, the agency has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Gaza, the West Bank, and East Jerusalem. The UN Office for Humanitarian Affairs has raised concerns about worsening healthcare access in the West Bank due to the Israeli movement restrictions. According to their statements, only 68% of health centers operate just 2 to 3 days a week, while hospitals are running at 70% capacity. Severe mobility restrictions, including road closures and lengthy checkpoints delay, are further disrupting access to critical healthcare services. Moving on to Lebanon, where the Israeli army has issued a warning to residents of South Lebanon, advising them to avoid certain areas around several villages. In a statement, the army announced a prohibition on entering many villages and towns in the south until further notice. The statement also emphasized that the Israeli military does not target civilians. The White House has stressed the urgent need to extend the deadline for both the Israeli withdrawal from Lebanon and the ceasefire. In a statement, the White House confirmed that the United States is working closely with regional partners to finalize an extension of the ceasefire originally agreed upon on December 27, 2024. The statement also noted that President Donald Trump is committed to facilitating the return of Israelis to the north while supporting the Lebanese president and government.
A lot of progress. It's tragic events, really tragic.
The Lebanese army has confirmed its readiness to deploy in the southern border areas, accusing Israel of delaying its withdrawal under the ceasefire agreement. In a statement, the army highlighted that its units are actively implementing an operational plan to enhance deployment south of the Litani River, following directives from the cabinet. This deployment has been carried out in coordinated stages since the ceasefire agreement took effect, with oversight from the Quintet committee responsible for its implementation. Lebanese army units have begun taking control of positions previously held by Palestinian factions at the entrance of the Bedawi camp in Tripoli, northern Lebanon. In a communique, the army announced that it had taken over a checkpoint operated by the Popular Front General Command at the camp's main entrance, known as the General Command Entrance. Additionally, military positions held by the Fatah Intifada organization have also been brought under army control. In Syria, Foreign Minister Asad al-Shibani has stated that the Syrian people are calling for the lifting of sanctions that have impeded their development and economic growth. Al-Shibani emphasized the urgent need to lift sanctions on Syria to allow for its recovery, stability, and the opportunity for a dignified life. He also highlighted that the Syrian people aspire to be part of a unified Arab project that fosters economic diversity.
Investment. Syria resources of economy are diverse, and we have a lot of sectors.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee, the UNHCR, has announced that 40 Syrian refugee families have left the Azraq camp in Jordan to return to Syria as part of the voluntary repatriation efforts. The UNHCR stated the families departed Jordan in coordination with the International Organization for Migration, which organized voluntary return flights for refugees wishing to return to their home. The process also involved facilitating the return procedures, including providing necessary transportation for individuals.